Hello, everybody, and welcome to V5, where we spend exactly 5 minutes on our soapbox with some of the hottest takes in all of B2B, SaaS, sales, and everything in between. I'm here with Andrew Berger, who is the VP of Revenue at Capchase. I don't know Andrew's hot take, I promise you guys, but I think we're getting to something spicy. So, Andrew, you know the game, you know how to play it. What you got?
This is fun. Thank you for having me. I appreciate being here. So I was kind of thinking about a couple of different ways to take this. I could jump on the train of either saying AI is the greatest gift since sliced bread or saying it's a demon god going to take us all down, but I'm going to save that for the AI experts. My hot take is that quarterly territory planning or annual territory planning is a big performative waste of time. There are elements that are really good structures and gets reps minds thinking the right way. You get to explore how you want to be creative, penetrating an account or growing a use case or expanding an account or breaking into an account. It's like many hours of time. There's a sales leader and rev ops and probably marketing are spending a lot of time like pulling in information. Then there's like, what's the right format and structure? And then you disseminate it across the team. And then you give everybody an hour, maybe sometimes 90 minutes, depending on like what your quota is, what your territory is. And then you spend like 4 or 5 hours going through this because you have a team of 6 to 8 on a per rep basis. So let's say everyone's having 1 hour. So that's 6 people times 1 hour, that's 6 hours. Let's say there's 3 or 4 teams in the segment or in the org. You're talking like 24 to 30 hours, almost a full business week, just kind of pontificating about what am I going to do the next quarter, 2 quarters, 3 quarters, 4 quarters, maybe even the next year to break into this account. I feel like they all have really good intention. I fall victim to it. I've done it. I've been a rep and doing it. I have been a leader and asking people to do it. And I just like look around the room and I see like eyes glazing over. I see like uncomfortability in the hot seat. And maybe that's like part of the game to make people feel uncomfortable, but get anxious about it. And like, do I want to make my reps anxious about just like a presentation that they're just given to me and their peers? And so I just think it's at the end of the day, it's kind of a waste of time. And what I've started to do was look back of like, how are we mapping back towards the work that we have done? And maybe this approach was the right process 10, 15, 20 years ago. The velocity of information and how dynamic business environments are now, I just think that by the time like you're on your 8th account that you're giving a territory plan on, that you're like your P3 account, and maybe you'll get to that account in like 2 or 3 months, like their world has shifted a full quarter later. So I think there's a few different ways to do it moving forward, but just this whole like presentation aspect in front of everybody, spending a ton of time. If we can get out of this mindset and maybe work on a better way of doing it, hello AI tools to collaborate all the information for you. You can put in prompts to give you the information and then have that be dynamically updated. I think it's a bygone era.
It's a much better path. Yeah, I was going to ask what the alternative was. And because I think, again, like we always talk about sales and sales evolution, like nobody went to school and said, hey, I want to be a B2B sales rep. We ended up in the space and we may have different skills for different, but we all learn from a playbook that someone else developed. And then we evolve that playbook and we evolve that playbook. And to your point on velocity, everything has changed like so fast, so quick. So again, when we think about these like next practices and how they evolve, I think it's leaders like yourself and other folks who just ask the obvious question, like, why the hell are we doing this? And ask it in a safe space and provide that alternative. You've had success with saying, look, we're not going to do this at this type of cadence. What results have you seen from breaking that book?
I'll riff a little bit on the playbook stuff. Like, I mean, I came up from like the Aaron Ross predictable revenue playbook and I had massive like leads, inbound reps, outbound reps, and then just have this funnel go a wide to narrow funnel. And that got us to some layer. And then it's okay, now we're in the big leagues. We're going to go start to sell like 100, 200, 300K contracts, $1 million contracts, multi-million dollar contracts. All right, it's med pick or die, right? And so it's like, predictable revenue to big opportunity qualifiers to then like extrapolate that information into these presentations and whatnot. I wish that I had the answer what's next, but I do think iterating is best. Some things that we're playing with or that my peers and my friends are playing with is just connecting all the data systems together in a sort of prompt-esque mechanism to minimize all the collating of information. I think the territory planning and account planning is all about just taking information that's in disparate places and like putting on a spreadsheet. But guess what? Like there's agents that can go do that for you and there's systems you can go prompt against that. So I see it more as like an efficient way for a rep and or even myself to like analyze the future of our opportunities and execute faster. A simple way of doing that is like if you have the data flowing to whatever your favorite tool is right now and just like prompt of like pretend that I'm trying to crack into that account and that agent is trained on your data and your systems and how you operate. What are the 3 best ways for me to go crack into that account? Instead of just being like, okay, here's their revenue, here's their employee growth, here's their sales nav. It's like all that data lives already. Just make it queryable and then just leverage that as a prompt. That's stuff that I'm starting to play with on my own. I wish I had the right answer for you. Maybe I'll come back to see if I'm right or wrong in a year from now. But I think that's the next evolution in B2B sales for sure.
Totally. Yeah. I always say, like, once it's out in a spreadsheet, it's stale. Right. There's also the book of best practices that we've all learned in the last quarter. And so what we might do in an account plan that was tried and true best practice before may have evolved completely. And especially in kind of where we are today with the products and services we sell, they evolve fast. They evolve really quickly. So even what we thought we were going to sell them as far as this solution, because it has this feature set or solves this use case, that may be completely obliterated. So like the speed and the velocity on both sides, I think warrants a new approach. And we appreciate you pushing against the status quo so that we could all evolve accordingly.
You know, I say like a year ago, I was like a little bit like lost in the sauce of where things are going to go. And now I'm just like having fun, like building, no code apps for our team for efficiency, or just like playing with tools. And I'd say like a year ago, I was like just exploring with ChatGPT, and now it's like my number one browser tab. And the upswing of tools to make our jobs better and more informative and more accurate is pretty fun and revolutionary right now for sales.
Yeah, it's what a time. I agree with the word fun. There's probably a realm of use cases I'm sure we all test and learn, and as a community, as a group, share those, we evolve those, and everybody's got like a new bag of practices. So we appreciate it. If folks want to find you and connect, learn more about you, where do they do that?
Yeah, well, I have an X handle that is literally just retweeting Bay Area sports, so that's not too fun. And so LinkedIn at Andrew Berger, Berger. You can find me anytime.
Awesome. You guys hit them up. Andrew, thanks for spending some time to say, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
You're listening to The Unexpected Lever. For additional resources, check out Vivint.com. Got a soapbox you'd like us to talk about longer? Let us know by messaging me, Jarod Greene, on LinkedIn.